Roles of the modern-day president. First, in order to govern, the leaders must learn how to act. After all, they're the main voice and symbol representing their nation. They're the crisis managers of the country, and they must go into emergency mode in the case of any immediate situations, such as a war or even natural disaster. The president must also be willing to resort to violence if the occasion arises and it's necessary. Another important thing is the president must show that they're strong. For example, Roosevelt was never seen in his wheelchair, so that people thought of him as strong and not weak. Overall, the president should easily be able to be described as a self-possessed character who projects dignity, exemplary morals, and enough forthright courage to lead their nation through war, depression, or anything that comes their way. One role of the president is chief executive. The president, as chief executive, oversees the operations of government agencies, appoints cabinet members, agency heads, and other officials, and sees that laws are being properly enforced. Another job of the president is chief legislator. The chief legislator initiates possible legislation and works with Congress to achieve the administration's goals. The president is also commander-in-chief, which means he's the head of all military branches. Chief diplomat also refers to the president, and it means he represents his nation in all foreign affairs. The president is also the economic planner and makes the economy run smoothly. The president also serves as the head of state, and it means he serves as a ceremonial head of government at all public functions.
Every state has electoral votes, some more than others. The total electoral votes of the country reaches 538. Each state gets a number of electoral votes based on the amount of members in their Congress, the representatives and the senators. The votes are then tallied up throughout the states. In order for a candidate to win an electoral election, they need to receive more than 270 votes. The electors of each state are usually very active political followers. They put in their votes, and after, they receive a certificate of ascertainment and vote. The certificate of ascertainment lists the electors and the number of votes for each of the candidates. The certificate of vote contains the electors' votes for president and vice president. This is how the Electoral College works.
An alternative to one executive would be a plural executive, where they would share the decision-making. Having multiple executive powers creates a more difficult environment to run the country successfully. For example, in the past, Rome had multiple executive powers. They tend to conceal fault and destroy responsibility. There was always danger of differences in opinion. In addition, when there are multiple executives, it is harder for them to come together to make decisions for the good of the citizens. An individual executive will build a stronger and more independent nation, according to Alexander Hamilton. However, on the other hand, Benjamin Franklin wanted a plural executive because government policy would be less changeable and more predictable. He said it would also remove the problems that would come with one executive.